Hey people, Pastor Daniel Epley here on Saturday, February 24th. We're working on day 4 of Lent season 2023, and I'm just continuing to be faithful making videos. I want to talk with you guys today about the Sabbath. Now, in the creation story, we find in Genesis chapter 2, the very early part, that God had created everything in 6 days, and on the 7th day, God rested. And it says that God blessed the 7th day and made it holy because he rested on that day. And the 4th commandment just happens to be, remember the Sabbath day and keep it holy. One of the things that I do as a pastor is I like to ask my church members, sometimes from the pulpit, sometimes in small groups, sometimes one-on-one, can you name the 10 commandments? And wouldn't you know it, the one commandment that people forget the most is remember the Sabbath day and keep it holy. I want to talk about what the Sabbath is and what the Sabbath is not. The Sabbath is not on Saturday. Well, technically, it is. The Shabbat is Friday evening to Saturday evening. Shabbat being our Jewish aunts and uncles, as I like to call them, brothers and sisters, if you will, cousins, that they're the first people of God, and now God has expanded it to all who have faith in Jesus. But it was Friday evening to Saturday evening. And there's this kind of teaching amongst Christians that, the Sabbath is now Sunday. Well, that's not true either. Christians worship on Sunday because that is the day that Jesus rose from the dead. So it's the day of celebration. You might remember my video a couple of days ago saying that Sunday is a feast day. Therefore, in this 40-day Lent season, Sundays do not count between Ash Wednesday and Easter Sunday. So if a Sabbath is not Saturday and it's not Sunday, even though it kind of is Saturday, when is a Sabbath? Listen, in our American culture today, a Sabbath is whenever you can take your day off. But it is an absolute commandment to take a day off. God, the Father, the creator of all the universe, took a day off. And he commands you and I to take a day off too. It's absolutely essential to keep your day off. Just this morning, in fact, I was doing some work with some church members, and I told them that I would take my day off. I would take my Sabbath, which is Mondays, by the way. I don't work on Mondays. But I told them I would take that off so I could come and help work on a project we're doing. And I shared that with my wife, and she's like, good wife I have in summer. I shouldn't take a Sabbath off just to get more work done. In fact, what's really healthy about taking a Saturday off, in addition to your body getting to rest and you being able to just enjoy time off, some recreation, some rest, some relaxation, it's very spiritual to take a day off. Because what you're doing is practicing faith. For someone to take a day off work, you are actually saying to God, Lord, even though I'm not going to work today, I'm going to trust that you will provide. I'm going to trust that you will continue keeping everything going as it needs to go. It is an act of faith to take a day off and allow God just to be in charge. Allow God to provide for your life. Depending on your work schedule, however it is, I know I have a close friend who works rotating schedules. Some weeks it's 4 days, some weeks it's 3 days, and it rotates. But you have to find that day off. I pray that it can be a consistent day off. Maybe a Saturday, maybe a Sunday, maybe a Monday, maybe a Friday. Lots of pastors take Fridays. But find that consistency in your life that works with your own schedule, and make sure you find time to rest and just allow God to provide. Allow God to show that you're not in charge of everything, but God is providing for absolutely everything. The Sabbath is an absolute commandment for all people to keep. So if you do not keep a Sabbath continually, try it. Try it during this Lent season. Just take a day off and allow God to show you how he provides for you. Now you might be saying the next question then, what does it mean to keep a Sabbath? And I'm going to tell you, whatever it means to you. I know it means not working. I have friends who keeping a Sabbath means literally just reading the Bible all day, of course, stopping to make a sandwich or make breakfast or dinner and eat as well. I have friends who part of their Sabbath is that they just sit around and watch movies all day. It's whatever fills your spirit with God's love and reminds you how he takes care of you. But a Sabbath is not working on a side gig that makes more money. That's not a Sabbath. A Sabbath is not working just a little bit of extra work, just replying to emails. That's not a Sabbath. I'm not really working. I'm not in the office, but I am replying to emails. That's not a Sabbath. Sabbath is laying work aside completely. I would encourage you to at least do a little devotion on your Sabbath. I'm a pastor. I'm going to encourage you to do a devotion every single day. I would encourage you to spend maybe a little extra time in the Bible, maybe a little extra time in prayer, maybe a little extra time singing praise music, whether you like hymns or contemporary Christian songs. But please, because God commanded it, remember the Sabbath day and keep it holy.